because we talk about a meeting, an emergency talks that seems to be held between the Gulf leaders that comprises of Jordan, Saudi Arabia and also Qatar. This huddle seems to have taken place in Jeddah, and the focus is on the US-Israel-Iran war and the call to avoid further escalation, where Iranian strikes have now been deemed to be as dangerous. Now, the leaders of these very wealthy Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, as well as key US ally Jordan, that held an in-person meeting to discuss the regional tensions and ways to avoid further escalation of the US-Israeli war against Iran. And the Saudi Crown Prince is of the opinion when he welcomed the Emir of Qatar and the Jordanian King, where at the summit at the Saudi coastal city of Jeddah, the three leaders put out statements warning that continued Iranian attacks, including strikes on civilian and critical infrastructure, marks a dangerous escalation. Now, let's talk about what Iran is of the opinion, because however the countries that do share long-standing hostilities, Iran has now called Saudi to be its brotherly nation. Now, this is a statement coming in from their foreign minister of Iran, who sent out a message to Riyadh saying that our enemy is not you, but it is the aggressor, which is the United States. And Iran has defended the strikes on this region, claiming that it has hit on enemy command centers. And again, repeated calls that has been made by Iran to the Gulf countries that you should expel the US forces from your soil. Well, let's take a look exactly what the foreign minister of Iran is of the opinion. As far as Iran and Saudi Arabia is concerned, the relationship is known to all, saying that in Iran respects the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and considers it as a brotherly nation. Our operations are aimed at enemy aggressors who have no respect for Arabs or for Iranians and nor can provide any security. Now, just look what we did to their aerial command. High time to eject the US forces. But this seems to be a very big development, Rishabh, because Iran's outreach, does it actually have a meaning while calling Saudi Arabia as a brotherly nation, but still hitting out as far as its military bases of the US that it hosts on its soil?
Well, Amita, since day one thing is very clear, that the asymmetric warfare that Iran has adopted for this very conflict, anything US in the region would be hit. But Iran also do understand that, once this conflict is over, he has to be in that region. And that's the reason that we are hearing these good words coming in from Ragachi, the foreign minister of Iran, that the countries in Gulf are brotherly nations, Saudi is brotherly nation, except UAE for that matter. They have been very clear that they will go after any such US base in the region. And UAE is something where we have seen the maximum damage being inflicted by Iranian forces. Reason, many within Iran suggest that the closeness between UAE and Israel is something that is not being taken positively by Iran, and that's the reason that UAE has been hit to this.
Well, Iran is of the opinion that they did not start the war. They have been provoked. They have been dragged into this. And as far as its defense is concerned, it is in its rightful position when it comes to attacking the US military bases and adjoining Gulf nations, which it considers to be its right.